Last year I spent over $100,000 to learn exactly what I'm gonna share with you in this video. So if you wanna become the number one person in your industry, the absolute best, the person that everybody goes to, the one that gets the best client wins, the most client wins, who can brag about how good your clients are doing, you're gonna wanna watch this video. So if we look at our business like a funnel, it's important to understand a few components. So up here, we have the top of our funnel. And then we have the middle of our funnel and the bottom of our funnel, right? We're not gonna talk about too much of that today. What we're gonna talk about is the single fundamentally most important component of this entire thing. This is the thing that makes your marketing better, your advertising better, your appointment setting better, your sales better, your whole business better. This makes your business more profitable. It makes your business so much more durable to withstand tough times, ups and downs and dips. So let's get into it. So top of funnel, this is basically eyeballs, right? When you're running ads, it's how do people find you? How do people learn about you, right? Middle of funnel, this is nurturing content, getting them to know you, like you, and trust you, and warm them up. Maybe we'll draw a flame. As you can tell, I'm an artist. Bottom of funnel, this is sales, right? Money. So when somebody gets to the point in your funnel where they pay you money, they cross this line, then what happens? Three things. Well, one thing with three components. We have to deliver, right? We made a sale promising a certain outcome, promising a certain transformation. Now we have to fulfill on that. So if you want to become the best in your industry, this is what you have to do, right? Usually with coaching businesses, there's three components. So there's the actual coaching itself, then there's the course material, and then there's the community. So all three of these are equally as important, and they tie into the greater picture as much as the other ones do, right? So again, coaching, course, community. You have to nail all three of those. If you don't, then you're not going to do very well, right? You have to have all three parts of the holy trinity of coaching. So let's get cracking. Now, how do we become the number one? How do we get the best client results in the space so we can pump it back into our marketing? Because guess what? When you get incredible results, the results come out here. You can put them right back up in here and flex your results. Flex the results your clients are getting. What this does is it makes your ads perform way better, makes your content perform way better, warms up your leads much quicker, and it makes your sales process smooth as butter. Who doesn't want that? I do. And I've done this and I've seen the effect of this, so I know that it works. So now we're gonna talk about the three stages and give you some very tactical, applicable things you can literally take today and start doing to improve your business and make a hell of a lot more money and impact. So let's get into it. Now, first place we have to start is defining what success looks like. So what you want to do is you want to define point A, point B. Your ideal client, where are they at right now? Chances are they don't love their current situation. So over here, point A, they're probably pretty sad, right? They're angry, they're frustrated, they're annoyed. They don't want to be there anymore. What they want to be is over here, where they're happy, they're rich, they're fit, they're healthy, they're feeling good. They got great relationships, right? And what you need to do is you first need to define what success looks like through the program. So one way you can do that is by, guess what? This is gonna be crazy. Talk to people. Talk to your people. Talk to the absolute best clients, the dream customers that you want to attract, right? What are their pains? What are their problems? What keeps them up at night? What are their frustrations? Right? And the list goes on. If you can crank out like 15 to 25 of these, you're gonna get extreme clarity on exactly who you're talking to and why. And most importantly, what's going to get them to actually take the actions you want them to take, right? And then over here, on the flip side, make a list of, and we'll kind of divide this down the middle, what are their desires, right? What are their hopes, dreams, goals, aspirations? How do they want to spend their time, right? What are their emotions? How do they want to feel? How do these guys spend their time right now? What kind of emotions are they experiencing right now, right? Again, 15 to 25, chances are there's going to be 3 to 5 that are going to really, really stand out. And so what you want to do is you want to clearly define this. So now you have polarity between where your clients are right now, where your prospects are, and where they want to get to. This is how you build an incredible offer around solving a problem that exists. Solve these problems, help them achieve these results. You're gonna make so much money you don't even know what to do with. And that's what we all want, right? Now, one thing that's really awesome with this, huge bonus, is you can take all of this, right? All of this stuff, and we'll just bring it down here and use it in your content, right? So this goes right back up to our middle of the funnel. When we know exactly what's causing them pain and what they want to get to, what they want to achieve, well, now we know what makes them tick. So if we talk about that in our content, then we're gonna resonate with them on a much deeper level. They're gonna feel like we understand them, and people want to feel like they're understood, right? When it comes to sales, it's like the best sales reps are not the ones that like get their point across better. It's like the best sales reps are the ones that ask really good questions so they can understand how that person is feeling. People want to feel like they're understood and like somebody's listening to them and hearing them. That's the secret. So not only is it gonna make your content better, but also your sales better as well, right? The better you know this stuff. So that's point one. You have to define what A to B looks like, and then chances are there's gonna be a bunch of different stages to go from A to B. I lost my pen. I don't know where the black one went. One sec. I think it's right here. No. All right, we're not gonna go with black anymore, but we're gonna go with blue. So what happens is usually there's all these checkpoints. There's all these things that they need to do, that you need to help them do to get from A to B, right? For example, for me, I help coaches that are kind of stuck between 5 to 30K a month, scale past 50 to 100K a month. We've done this countless times. We've helped so many people make a shit ton of money. Usually what it comes down to is this, right? It's like first, we need to develop an understanding of the entire funnel, right? And then from there, we have to really refine their offer and their messaging. So that way we know exactly who we're speaking to and how we're speaking to them. And then we have to script out ads. And then from there, we have to record the ads. And then we have to launch them. And then we got to test them, right, and track. And then from there, we got to scale them. And then we got to build video sales letter. And then we got to do appointment setting. And then we got to do sales. And then eventually, to get to the point, after a little bit of time, where they're starting to make money and start to see a 4x return on ad spend, right? That's our definition of success. If we can get somebody to do a 4x return on ad spend in 90 days or less, beautiful, right? Most of the time it happens much sooner than that. Sometimes sometimes we don't hit that. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, right? And what you have to understand with coaching is like it takes 2 to tango. And everybody comes in at different stages. Some people are great at sales already. They're like, dude, if you just help me get more leads, like done. Or they have like tens of thousands of followers on Instagram already, or 100,000, right? And so things pick up much quicker. But then some people come in, they're like, hey, so I've like done this myself. I've coached like a few people for free, and I've never made content before, right? It's like, okay, that's gonna be pretty tricky to get somebody from 0 to a 4x ROAS in 90 days. We've done it before. Like I helped one of my clients, Alex, a dating coach, go from 0 to 40K a month in his first 90 days without ever making a piece of content on Instagram. Started a brand new account. I think he scaled to like 40, 50K a month or something like that, first 90 days. But that's because his offer was really damn good. We positioned it extremely well. We wrote the ads extremely well. We dialed in the appointment setting. We dialed in the sales process. Each component of the funnel was absolutely dialed in, right? So some people take longer, some people take shorter, But if you can aim for a certain thing, right, a certain result, 4x ROAS, less than 90 days. That's our definition of success, because it's hard to, this is more like universal. And so like when you're picking what defines success, it's important to understand that. Like I could say, oh, we could help somebody add 10K a month to their business, right? Which is like very easy to do. However, if they come in at like 5K a month, that's tripling their business, right? And so like based on their perception of what they're worth inside, that's harder to do than get somebody who comes in at 100K a month and just add another 10K a month, right? That's really easy to do. But it doesn't have much of an impact relative to where they're currently at, right? So that's why I don't really love saying, oh, we'll help you add 20K a month. It's like somebody told me that. I'm like, I don't care. Like, it's not worth my time. I want to add 250K a month, right? So it really depends on who you're talking to and what they want, but also you got to have a universal definition of success. So that's point one. Point two, once we know what we're aiming for and all of the steps that we need to get there, what you need to do now is map it out in build like a process map, right? A client success timeline, a roadmap. And you can do this a few different ways, right? So one of the ways you can do this is, I built mine through Miro. So M-I-R-O, it's just like a whiteboard. I'll just say like whiteboard. It's just like a free software you just download. I'm not gonna get into it. Like you literally just download it and you just build shit, whatever. I think Apple's is called like Freeform or something like that. Pretty straightforward stuff. But what you wanna do is basically map it out. And so you might see I've got like a diamond here, some squares, a triangle, another diamond. What do all these things mean, right? A diamond is basically like an activation point. It's like a checkpoint. Let's call it a checkpoint. So there's lots of different ways you can do this too. Lots of different ways you can kind of define stuff. However, for me, it's important to keep things really simple. The more complexity and confusion there is, then the less you're going to actually do it and use it, right? Because it's one thing to build it out, but it's another thing to actually use it to help you and help your clients. So it's kind of like a checkpoint. So for example, this is point A, it's a starting point. This one over here is point B, another checkpoint, right? And I'll just say CP. Some people call it activation points and stuff like that, right? Some people have different definitions. They use different symbols, whatever. This is what works for me. So checkpoint, and then I'll do in red. These are kind of just like milestones, right? And so we'll do, 1, 2, 3, milestone, milestone, milestone. So for example, when somebody joins the program, right, you can build this out for your onboarding process. So it's okay, they pay, they sign the contract, you onboard them to the course, you get them in the community, you make sure that you can map out each step. So you could do an onboarding process, onboarding roadmap. You can do one for client success. So for example, this one, milestone 1, for example, would be complete offer optimization worksheet. And then from there, go through the ad scripting training worksheet, right? And then from there, God mode marketing. And then those are actually reversed, but it doesn't matter. And then from here, the triangle, this could be a call, right? So this could be a one-on-one call with me. So for example, how we have it structured right now, and I'm probably gonna change this very soon to get stop doing one-on-ones myself and start doing group onboarding just as we scale. Right now we're signing a lot of clients every week, so it's becoming a lot. And it's just a huge suck on my time. And to be honest, I don't really love it anymore. I was talking to one of my buddies who just did $1 million last month, and he was telling me that it's important that you spend a lot of time and energy in the trenches as you're building out the processes, but once you have it, it's you want to spend your one-on-one time to dial in the process, but that once that process is built, then get yourself out of there. Then plug in people into that process. What you don't want to do is keep doing one-on-one onboarding calls and stuff just to save the transaction. He's that's how you stay stuck. That's how you don't scale. So I was dang, I felt called out. So anyways, so then you want to kind of map it out just like this, right? And so, for example, when somebody joins the program. So they sign up, money hits the account, and then I send them through some homework before my call, right? And so you want to go through offer optimization. Well, we'll kind of reverse the order. Then go through Godmo marketing and then ad scripting. And then they're ready for the call with me, and we can just like make it really damn good. Usually on that call, we really dial in their messaging for their offer and script out some ads, get them ready to go, and then they go record it, right? Now, obviously, like A to B is, and usually this only takes like kind of 2-3 days to get through this. Having a timeline on it is really important, but this could be massive, right? I don't have a big enough whiteboard to map this all out right now. That's why I recommend doing it on like Miro, because then you just have it, you can zoom in, zoom out, customize everything, change stuff around. I think it does help to kind of map it out on a physical whiteboard, like just doing it physically. Just kind of chicken scratch could be good, because then you're not worried about making it look perfect. Whereas like sometimes you build out a Miro, you kind of get stuck because you're trying to make it like look perfect. And so that can do more harm than good sometimes. Now, checkpoint B would be like, okay, have they launched ads? Yes or no, right? Yes or no. And it's like, no, okay, go back, restart. Yes, all right. Pass go, collect $200. And then go to the next phase of the client success pipeline and timeline. Now, there's a couple hacks you can do with this, right? So like I said, you can use whiteboard like Miro. I've also built this out in Go High Level. And so I have a full pipeline that tracks every single client and where they're at. You can build automations. So for example, we can either do it native in GHL or, use Zapier. And you can build automation, so when somebody like completes a worksheet, submits it, triggers an automation that moves them to the next stage in the funnel, sends you a notification, okay, they've done this, right? And then you tie it to Slack and stuff like that, and like you can get pretty nasty with it. That's how you build things so they're really, really dialed in. And then of course, like there's gonna be a lot of stages here, and then like the final kind of activation point or checkpoint would be like proper point B, where they're getting like 4x ROAS, 90 days. Again, sometimes the timeline can be hit or miss. Like some people, it's like you spend like $200, you get like good leads. One guy's like ready to go, boom, pays you 6K. Now you got like a disgusting ROAS, you're laughing, right? But sometimes it takes a while to build up, and that's okay, right? Everybody takes a little bit different, and that's fine. But especially as you start to build like your client success team, it's important to have the processes and the systems dialed in to be able to plug client success managers, assistant coaches, whatever, into the system. So that way you're not relying on like people, you're relying on a process. And it's important that you build it out properly. So there's that. Step number 3, the holy trinity of client success, the second holy trinity. Maybe I gotta come up with a better word, but because we already talked about this, right? Coaching, course, and community. But right here, you wanna start here, which is like just kind of a good rule of thumb to follow for this is this A is called activate. So you wanna make sure you activate your clients as soon as possible. So what this means in English is when they pay you money up here, you want to make sure they get access to the program, access to the community, access to every single thing that they need in order to feel like their purchase was a good one, right? When you activate properly, then, so again, you want to give them access to your course, your community, next steps. Give them homework, right? And that's going to make them feel like, all right, I'm in the right place. These guys seem pretty dialed in. We're good to go. And what this is going to do is it's going to decrease refunds, decrease disputes, and we'll just say increase client success rate. Because now they're going to be more bought in, they're going to take action quicker, get better results quicker, and the better results they get, the sooner the more likely they are to take the rest of your program seriously and do everything else that you say. Now, once we activate them properly, we send them through the whole thing. Now we want to graduate them, right? So, graduate. What this basically means is, like for us, it's a 4X in 90 days. They've done that, cool. You should have a pretty good understanding of the program and the process. You should have a pretty dialed in funnel. Your ad should be crushing. Your middle of the funnel should be nurturing. Your bottom of the funnel, your setter, when we get to the point of having a closer, they should be absolutely cranking as well. And you should be pumping out client results and then putting it back in the feedback loop. And you should be making a lot of money, right? But basically, you want to get them the best results in the shortest amount of time, right? Best results, short time. That's what we want to do, right? Get them from A to B as soon as possible. From here to here and through each of the steps as soon as physically possible. When you do that, you've activated them well, you've graduated them well. Now, AR, this means ascension. So ascend and renew, and or renew, right? And so basically what this means in English is if you have a certain timeline in your program, or like you've defined point A to point B, then if you have an ascension program, so like a back-end offer, a back-end upsell, a mastermind, something like that, that's when you're like, hey dude, you're crushing it, you've achieved success, you're getting a 4X ROAS, did in less than 90 days or more than 90 days or whatever, and like your ads are crushing, your content's doing well, your setter's good. Now, in order to get to the next level, right, maybe you're doing 50K a month. Now, what we want to do is we want to help you get to 100, right? And in order to do that, now we got to plug, like we got to build out CS systems, we got to hire like a sales team, like closers. We got to really just make sure your content, your marketing, your ads, retargeting, everything else is just rock solid. Your tracking, like everything's got to be dialed in. And then try to work with them on a much more intimate level and send them into the upper program. However, if you don't have like a back-end upsell, and you shouldn't until you're doing like at least like probably like 80K a month kind of thing, otherwise it's probably just a distraction, then renew them, right? So what happened over with here, it was, right, point A to point B, but now you can renew them and keep working with them for a while, right? And so what happened here is they paid you money for a transformation, they achieved it, right? They're happy. And then from there, it's important that, it's important to understand that this main program, your first program, was probably positioned as a new opportunity. Now you could renew them on a improvement offer, right? And what that means is basically more of the same, and you're just helping them implement for more, right? And so that's basically what we do, and we've kind of shifted this. So we changed up our pricing model. So we actually lowered the onboarding fee. It used to be $8K for 4 months. Now we dropped that down, and we just have an onboarding fee. It's good for 30 days, and then after the first 30 days, then there's just a recurring fee, cancel whenever. Some people can stay for 30 days, some people can stay for 3 years, right? And it forces us to earn their business every single month. So we have to keep providing value and make it a place that they want to keep paying to stay at. And then it's good, but the initial sale, and usually this is like the most expensive thing. And then all these ones are like the monthly, they're supposed to be dollar signs, by the way. There we go. They're much cheaper, right? And so it's like, you want to make it like a no-brainer for people to stay. So anyways, this is what you need to do in order to become the #1 in your industry and get the best client results in your space. So that way you can serve more people, make a bigger impact, get more results, pump them back into your marketing so your ads perform better, your content does better, your sales becomes much easier, and you can make a hell of a lot more impact and income, and that's what we're all here to do. So if you thought this video was helpful, drop a comment below. Let me know what was the biggest takeaway. Smash like, subscribe if you're not already. And if you want our help to build all this out, I got much more in-depth training as well, but also the implementation of it. Book a call down below. Love to see if we can help you. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.